He needed to take some initiative before it was too late and before some other exalted figure assumed leadership of the movement, which would deprive Jesus of the privilege and his followers of the advantages of being at his side, sharing the power that came with the conquest after the victory over the Romans. More than 4 days had passed since Jesus arrived in Jerusalem on that triumphant Sunday, and nothing had happened. If Jesus didn't take the initiative, perhaps it was because he wasn't aware of the extent of popular acceptance, Judas imagined, in his ignorant naivete. At the same time, knowing that the Pharisees and Sadducees were not well received by the common Jews, given their hypocrisy and arrogant manners, Judas conceived the plan to start the rebellion on his own, imagining that by doing so, circumstances would naturally produce the rest. Knowing that the most exalted Pharisees were plotting against Jesus, Judas arranged with them to reveal his location, so he could be arrested. He imagined that, with the news of his arrest by the Pharisees and Jewish priests, this would arouse the anger of the people against them as well, which would lead to a revolt demanding Jesus' release as the hero of the humble people. Then, once liberation was achieved, the unanimous expectation that would show him absolute leadership would easily gather around the Lord. If he had lacked it until then, he would not lack from then on the will to lead the movement against the invaders and liberate the people. Just one word from him would suffice for this to happen. His plan seemed perfect, thanks to which the libertarian desires would be jeopardized by the master's arrest by the Jews themselves, which would provoke a reaction from the movement's secret followers, forcing them to come out publicly, demand their leader's release, and, united with their cause, demonstrate to Jesus his importance. Furthermore, such events would not arouse suspicion among the Romans, who would think it was simply another of the Jews' own squabbles, amidst their internal disagreements, so common among the rebellious race, characterized by polemics and disputes. Thus, the Romans would have no reason to be alarmed by such occurrences, which would soon turn against them, removing them from power over the promised land. In conversations with the Pharisees and priests of the group advocating for Jesus' arrest, he obtained verbal assurances that they did not intend to take his life, but merely to detain him so that he would not cause further damage to the reputation of the religious during the Passover. As soon as this was over, they would release him, after evaluating the allegations contained in his preaching in the highest court of the race. This assurance seemed sincere enough to him that he did not fear handing Jesus over to the malicious and cunning Pharisees, nor to the cunning and petty priests. And as if wanting to appear to demonstrate their genuine goodwill, while also showing gratitude to Judas for this important assistance, they handed over the famous bag of coins, a small fortune that demonstrated the mutual trust in this arrangement.